All right, solid day trading. We talked about a lot of really good stuff that I love trading with, which is the wick test, the untested wick. I think we're gonna make those their own video on the main channel, which is Trades by Matt. But overall, took a trade off the wick test, up a couple grand on the accounts, and yeah, nothing other than that. Please sit back and enjoy the recap from today's live stream. It happens every day, Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Time on my main channel, Trades by Matt. Yo, good morning, welcome. Happy Thursday. Hope you're having a good day so far. I woke up excited to trade, so that's good. I'm not sure if I'll be around all day today, and I'm definitely not being around tomorrow. I'm taking a long weekend, which is needed. So anyways, yeah, I'm feeling good. We are still at the same level, huh? I feel like every time I look at the charts, we're at like 19,900 these days. Do you have bloody hands from smashing golf balls yesterday? Yeah, I went out to the driving ranges, and they closed every Wednesday at 11:30, which I have never tried to go hit golf balls at Wednesday at 11:30, but they were closed. No recap yesterday? No, it was very, very, very long, so I just opted for no recap. That's why you need a sim. It's true. It's true. It's true. It's like the best reasoning ever, right? What better reasoning to spend $25,000 on a golf sim other than the fact that if I want to hit golf balls after 11:30 on a Wednesday, what am I gonna do? All right, so we're at 20K, 20K psych level. We are right at yesterday's value area high. We're inside yesterday's initial balance, and we are close to the overnight highs. Overnight lows down at 875, so 120 points lower. News-wise on the session, we've got we had jobless claims came out. Obviously didn't do much. Pending home sales at 9, and I kind of don't think that does much either. That was jobless claims. 40 points, I guess is not nothing. But we'll see what type of action we get today. I don't know. Daily doesn't really scream anything at me as of right now. The things I look at on the 5-minute, I mean, us opening above yesterday's value area high and the overnight highs is good. That would imply an upward move to me in some capacity. Looks like the overnight highs just rejected yesterday's settlement anyways. But I'll wait the first 15 minutes. Time refresh today. I am. I'm just ready to trade. I honestly don't like any of the shit from this week. It's like all of my least favorite things about trading is like drama. I think it's baloney. Like if I wanted to do that, I'd just go be like a stay-at-home house person and go gossip, right? And I just want to trade. That's all I want. I just want to trade. And I just want to focus on trading. Markets are open, by the way. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to focus on trading. And we'll obviously still have our conversations and stuff, but I'm going to keep it pretty light. There's yesterday's settlement, overnight highs getting ripped through, all good stuff there. We got yesterday's IB. I honestly, I don't really know. I feel like it doesn't happen a ton where we open up right around yesterday's IB, either H or L. And I don't really know what I think about it as like a level for the next day. Maybe chat, maybe y'all have some input there. Maybe you watch it better than I do. I just don't really feel like I ever watch what happens around yesterday's IB. In this case, yesterday's IBH. So I have no idea if we reject it or anything like that. I have no clue. We are in the magical 20s here, so little slap makes sense, but honestly, no clue. Man, if we rip through volume here and we push 20s, I think it's too early to say slow grind to the upside, but I would say it's definitely on the table. Because anytime we get a volume flip like this, up near the highs of the days and we push out of it, it's like the number one telltale sign, I feel like. All right, volume again, back up here at the 80s. Rotated a little bit off of 100. 5 minutes till I'm green lighted to trade. Chad, I still want to hear your thoughts. Do you think that we are going to have a slow grind up day, or do you think we are going to rotate off of this volume here? Pretty important spot in my opinion. I don't know if we're going to push out of this 80s or if we're going to kind of slap back down into that 50 level or lower. Rotate, feels grindy. Daily wick. Where's the daily wick? I don't think I saw that. We don't really have one. I mean, this one up here is untested. 130s could be a spot, but that's from that Wednesday. This is that holiday. Juneteenth is this day right here, I believe. I mean, it makes sense. We got a volume here, like volume void. So if we rotate it, 115s, 120s makes sense. Oh, chat, are we lit? Forgot to say something about it. Past the 8:37 mark. We're not lit. If you haven't, make sure you press the thumbs up button so I can read the dad joke of the day. I almost forgot about it. And we have tomorrow's dad joke since there's no stream tomorrow. So we have 2 dad jokes. And I'll save the weekend for Monday. How about that? Don't forget about 10 a.m. news. It's actually 9 a.m. We talk about news and central because futures are central. 9 a.m. It's pending home sales. We'll see if it gives us anything. It's hard for me to imagine it gives us anything after we just ripped 100 points, but maybe not. All right, it's lit.
It's lit. It's lit.
One more for the road.
It's lit.
One more for tomorrow.
It's lit.
Thursday, June 27th. Do you know where you can buy chicken broth in bulk? I don't know. Do you know? Oh, I do know. It's called the stock market. Not bad. I don't really know how to deliver that one to be the best, to be honest. But do you know where you can buy chicken broth in bulk? The stock market. Wow. Do I even do Friday's joke after that? Gotta save that one. I kind of agree with that. I mean, just because of the content of this channel, why not, right? Wasn't funny, says Andrew Tate. Okay. Sounds like you need a new sense of humor. Do Fridays, it has to be better. Here's Friday, June 28th, since we do not have a stream tomorrow. Next stream will be Monday after tomorrow, or after today. Why did Adele cross the road? To say hello from the other side. Maybe? Maybe? Or is it just like, oh shoot, wrong buttons. There it is. Why didn't you sing it? I thought about it. And I just thought I've had too much negativity in my little sphere the last couple days. Can't be singing on stream and adding to that, all right? The rap horn was unintentional, yeah.
If you have only $400 of drawdown on 10 par 50k accounts, what would your sizing be?
Honestly, bro, I don't know. I'm gonna let the chat refer to that one. I don't know. To be perfectly honest, I would probably still trade it like I would normally. And if it's gone, it's gone. I don't know if you're capable of passing evaluations again in order to kind of reload. So I don't know. Tough question. Sounds like you need a little bit of really good trades, really good setups, really good patience, and probably a little bit of luck. Or yeah, you go to micros and you just absolutely grind it out. The story that I hear often from people that are in that situation that go to micros is that they grind it out on micros, they get back to like near break even on the account, they switch back to a mini, and then it just is evaporated again. I don't know. I don't really think there's a good answer here, to be perfectly honest. Looks like we're trying to rotate over. I mean, we couldn't pop the prior high at 100, so there's something to be said about that. We got 10 minutes till news. I mean, us trading 60s again, even 50s, it's kind of an interesting spot. All right, here goes VWAP. Interesting spot for sure. Yesterday's close, VWAP. What's Delta doing? Delta's kind of slapping off a little bit. Don't really want to step in front of this. We did rotate off volume, so that's a good thing. We need a golf outing. Yeah, I would still love to do a charity golf tournament, actually. I think we need 72 people for it or something like that in order to get like a shotgun scramble going. We would need 18 times 4. I think that's 72. I would still love to do that. I think it'd be really fun and like really cool. There's a lot of planning last time I thought about it, but I still think it'd be really fun. If I do it in Austin, it won't be till maybe even like November or later, like in the winter. It needs to be colder. All right, back to the 50s. We got news in 1 minute. That's what I'm waiting for right now. Just as a reminder, news in 1 minute. Seen them do it even as low as 36, even out here in LA. I have a really hard time envisioning them doing that in Austin. The courses are just, they're so slammed all the time. But maybe they would. I guess they probably would. Why not do a nine hole shotgun? I don't know. It sounds really fun though. I would be very interested in doing it and like getting sponsors and all that. I think it'd be fun. All right, we push back into volume 80s here probably. Fire's looking decent. News happened and not shocked at all that it was a non-event. We kind of talked about that being the case. All right, hanging out in the middle of the range right now. Just pushing volume again. Fire's looking pretty good. I just don't like that we're hanging out the magical 80s and point of control. It's not a good combo to me, but I mean, we're getting like, these are pretty solid moves still, right? Like that's a 30-point move in a, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So we're getting good moves. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of orders up there. Yeah, I mean, you're spot on. You can see them here, right? Part of the reason why I have this up. This just shows the DOM in like a visual form on the chart. Kind of helps you see like the quote unquote liquidity. Similar concept as like bookmap or something like that, right? Or you could just like scroll up the DOM and see it. But this just allows you to kind of visualize it. So right now you can see like, 75 through current highs on the session, we got juice a little bit higher. I would say a little bit more stacked up than down right now. Obviously new lows of the day, we got some juice down here as well. I prefer, when I'm looking at liquidity like this though, I prefer to be looking at it from like a pretty short-term perspective. Like for me, just because I see juice down here, like I'm not looking for shorts with like a target at 960. You know what I mean? Like I'm using this to be able to be like, okay, like as of right now, we're what, 20, 30 points off of like all of this stuff. So it kind of makes me think this is the immediate magnet. I don't really care about like, sometimes you'll see like some massive guys like way down here. It's like, I don't personally care about that. Can we flush to 960? For sure, right? I mean, yesterday's value very low. A lot of stuff down there. Makes sense. But I would personally want to see this get taken out first. See that run of 92? Do we pop it here? I mean, again, it's like, if you don't think we pop it, it's a cheap trade. But we got a lot of buyers. There's the pop. New highs on the session. And we still got juice up above through 140s, really. So the hard part is like, okay, do we just straight up run to 140, 150? Which lately has been kind of the vibe. We got a wick test that just fired off. It's kind of a slap, though, for that wick test. It would be here. Technically, this is the full wick test play. So yeah, it's like the question is, do we just straight up run the liquidity now? Run those orders now? Or are we going to pull off of it? And then it's like you could get away with probably like trading the 100 or even 95s. But if that doesn't hold, it slaps very quickly down into that like 70s, 60s range, I think. It's just not, I wouldn't call it super clean yet. So it's not super clean. Shouldn't be taking it. And then we have another doji here. Doji at 120. Like the fader in me absolutely wants to fade that. I can tell you that right now. With like we got some sellers here. Fader in me absolutely wants to take the rotation off the doji, but I'm not going to. Is the wick test at 84 null because of the one at 70 next to it? One at 70 versus the one at... Are you talking about, is this wick test null because of this one? No, the answer is... I mean, it's an untested wick, right? So like us bouncing it, I think makes a lot of sense. Which it looks like we're trying to do right now. But I think the more... This is like... I think maybe in terms of like aggression is the way to think about it. That's kind of the wording that I tend to try and use is like, if you want to be super aggressive with it, you go off the first wick. If you want to be a little bit more safe with it, you'd go off of the true wick test, 70. And like this one here, if we go back down and trade at 84, I think I get the fill, right? But we might just hold point of control. And that's the other thing, right? Like, do we hold the first wick? Do we hold point of control? Do we hold the second wick? I'm going to take the second wick approach, as opposed to the point of control and the first wick, just because of aggression. I don't really know if that makes sense. I feel like I'm just kind of mumbling, but hopefully that makes sense. But like, yeah, absolutely. An untested wick is typically good for a few points, which we're seeing right now. The question is just how bad do we want to grind up? If you think, and this is where I was saying earlier on, like, I just don't know if we're trending or ranging or whatnot, right? If we're going to trend, then the 84 test is absolutely the best play, because you're going to, like, if we're trending up, then typically it bounces off of the first sign of like what I would call support or whatever you want to call it, right? If we're kind of ranging, then we typically will bounce it like a little bit, come back down, trade it, slap it, bounce the next one, do the same thing over and over again until we get back into the range. And at this point in the day, I don't know. Point of control. That's a 20 to 80 rotation, 40 points off the highs. I get filled. Off of the wick test. New candles closing basically right now. Do have some sellers. Gotta watch point of control as well. Point of control just moved down. And back up. It got to 8 points or so. Something like that. Having a little bit of a hard time at volume. There we go. All right, that's a 10-point trade. 200 bucks. If you're part of Discord, you saw I traded 3 more times yesterday total. End of the day down like 20 bucks per account or something like that. That should push me green, I believe. Yep. Officially green. It's first time going green on these accounts. On the new PAs. First time. So 51.85 currently. 39.20 on that trade. The grind continues. Base hits. I don't know how much a drawdown that had. Let's see. 66. I got in at 72. 6 points of drawdown for a 10-pointer. The rotation back up to whatever this is. 93 looks decent to me, but I got to take the base hits.